try to eat a 7 in a row.
Oh, what the food, what did I just walk into? Chocolate inrow pickles with a heaping side of fragrant brew, coupled with the texture of the double starting chocolate bread. Kinda makes me wish that this morning I had woke up dead. Hello and welcome to What the Food? Burgers and fries. That's right, we're taking a look at abominable takes on an American classic dish. Honestly, gosh. Burgers and fries. There's so many different ways you can mess up burgers and fries that, well, I've got like 25 of them to show you tonight. That being said, there's only one that's solely dedicated to fries. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but in this category, you have to try pretty hard to mess up some fries. But before we get into all that, let's say hello to the chat, shall we? We've got Lester San Jose the Skeptic Tank. He says, been too long. Indeed it has, my friend. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. And we have the lovely Sherry. She says, hey, foodie, what's up? It's going to be a grand old time today. I'll tell you what, we've got some interesting stuff. I don't want to judge one way or the other. You know, that's reserved for pizza crimes. Yes, indeed. Hail to John Edgar. He says, hail, Corey. Hi, chat. Hello, my friend. I'm glad you could join us. The American classic meal. So we're going to start off with this. We're going to start off with this one right here. Yeah. That's 2 patties that were cooked in barbecue sauce. It's got cheese all over it. That's triple stacked bacon. There's bacon underneath it. There's bacon on top of this one. There's bacon on top of that one. Then there's some lettuce on there just to make up for it. Those are steak fries. Yeah, and you know I say I would eat this because I made it. Yeah, that's right. This is my burger that I just randomly made at some point in the past. And honestly, this sounds pretty good right now because the weather's warming up just a little bit. And we're going to be able to do some grilling and tasty stuff. It's going to be delicious. Yes, indeed. But for our food... for our first official What the Food, I'm going to ask everyone's opinion on this. Let me know in the chat and in the comment section whether or not you would try this. This is fudge poutine. It's hot fudge and brownies on hot crispy fries. The picture is newly launched fudge poutine. So would you guys eat fudge poutine? It's chocolate and brownie stuff on top of French fries. Would you eat this? Because like I am one of those people that does like to dip my French fries in a nice milkshake. You know, strawberry or chocolate. It's pretty good because the salty and sweet are great, and potatoes go with pretty much anything. But would you try this? The lovely Sherry says she will pass on that one. I don't blame you. A lot of people do have a problem with putting sweet stuff on their fries. They're not big fans of it. I don't know about the fact that it's fudge, though. All right. Hot fudge and brownies, neither of which are my favorite things. These are not a few of my favorite things. These are, in fact, a few of my least favorite things. I don't like brownies, and I don't really care for hot fudge. But let me know what you guys think. John, gosh. John Edgar says, I wish I could stay for the whole show doing some volunteer work for Convoy of Hope. Their World HQ is right near me, and they can use my modest warehouse and shipping experience. Well, that's awesome, my friend. May God bless your good work, sir. Convoy of Hope, they're definitely getting a good hard worker there. So before you bounce, John, would you eat the hot fudge poutine? the fudge poutine, would you, John? John boy. You can type all this shit out, but you can't answer my question, John. Ah. I'm guessing that means that he would eat this. Powdered sugar and everything. Yeah. I'm assuming that's powdered sugar and not just raw cocaine, you know. Just saying. Let me know in the comments whether you would eat hot fudge poutine. John Edgar finally weighs in and says, no, that's a plate full of diabetes. Just a little diabetes. It's fine. It's totally fine. Little diabetes goes a long way. Yes, sir. All right, moving on. This one is technically a slider, while at the same time, technically not. Yeah, those are deviled eggs with burger patties in the middle. Now, overall, the concept doesn't seem terrible. You know, I've had eggs on burgers and stuff like that, and mustard goes on burgers, and deviled eggs is just mustard, right? So there couldn't possibly be a way that this would be a texture hell. Yeah, John Edgar. Gross. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know what it is about this, but it, like, all of the ingredients go well together if they're combined correctly. However, I don't think this is combined correctly. Lovely Sherry says, farts. Yes, indeed. It might be what it tastes like as well. I mean, honestly, if you're doing sliders for a party, I might advise avoiding the hard-boiled egg sliders, the deviled egg sliders, all right? The deviled sliders are not good for anyone. All right? I feel like I would get vapor lock eating one of those. Just saying. All right. This next one technically falls into the maximum effort category. Yeah. This is called a Minecraft burger. 36 seconds of what the food is going on. That's right, it's square. It's loaded with cheese and lettuce and meat and tomatoes and mayo and barbecue sauce with bacon and something else in there. And then he roasts some cheese on it, puts some sesame seeds, and there's your Minecraft burger. Yes, indeed. Can anyone answer the question of how the heck do you eat something like that? Like, holy crap. My goodness gracious. John Edgar says, someone actually thought that was a good idea, probably referring to the sliders, or possibly this. Who knows? Lovely Sherry says, why? I don't know. But the real question is, how do you effectively eat this without only getting, like, a mouthful of this, or a mouthful of this, or just a, you know, gigantic chunk of oozy goodness, if you will. How do you eat this? Well, John Edgar says this too. Just why? Yep. Yep. And then this lady tries to answer the question, and it's you just take random bites out of random places. Yeah, so if you notice, he just literally stuffs the bottom with cheese and lettuce. And bacon. Cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, and bacon. So it's the bottom of it is a BLT. And then you have the burger. And then it's mayo and more tomatoes. Barbecue sauce after another patty. That could be chipotle mayo. Who knows? Who knows? And then, of course, he melts some sliced cheddar on there. And that actually comes out to a nice melting consistency, in my personal opinion. But I digress. Yeah, so it's the cross-section that really gets me. It's like, how are you supposed to eat that effectively? Because if you take a bite out of any portion of the top, it's just gonna ooze all over you like you're a prawn star in the middle of 36, you know? John Edgar says, I'll stick with your nice burger, Corey. Indeed. So far, my burger's not looking that bad. I forgot about this one. I'm sorry. Hold on. Yeah. I call this the double wide. I think that's actually what it's called at Wimpy's Diner. But this is the double wide burger with a lovely side. John Edgar says the prawn burger. Gross. Indeed. Indeed, sir. Yeah. Waffle cut fries. So this one doesn't bother me too much, but I feel like they could have at the very least put it on like a hoagie bun or something to make it more fitting. Because, I mean, at least 2 to 4 of your bites in this burger are going to be nothing but meat just to get to the center or to finish it off. And I'm personally very judgmental when it comes to this stuff. You should have a nice flavor ratio in every bite. It should be distributedly as evenly as possible. And the only way they could have possibly done that was to swap this sorry excuse for a bun. This sorry excuse for, like, look at that. The top's all squished in. And nobody's even grabbed that yet. That means that was poorly baked. Anyway, I digress. They should have swapped that for a hoagie bun. And this looks like maybe it's fried zucchinis or some weird shit. Fried vegetables of some kind. But other than the color and it not looking all that appetizing, this isn't terrible. Right? It's a double wide. Some boys like their meat wide. I myself don't really care for this. Presentation matters in a lot of cases. Thank you, random citizen, for sharing your plight with us. And it froze because that's stupid. Nope, don't open over there. No. Gosh. Sorry. Had some technical difficulties. Mostly a man screaming in Spanish in my ears, and I don't speak Spanish, so it was very uncomfortable. Yes, this next... Hail to Lester San Jose, he says, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, are you ready for this? This video's in Spanish, so I didn't share the audio or anything, but, yeah. We're starting out with a McDonald's cheeseburger. And the world-famous tin baking pan of doom. Alright, let's see how this goes, shall we? Oh, there's 2 of those. Oh, 3. Oh, there's a 4th. And number 5. Oh, man. Okay, so 5 McDonald's cheeseburgers, so topped with French fries. Okay, so not so bad so far, right? Oh, some ketchup. Now we're getting a little excessive. They're putting cheese on it. And chicken wings. Hopefully those are boneless. Don't need anybody choking on this in the trailer park. She sees they're making this for the trailer park. What do they call that? Block party. Yep, this is the trailer park block party casserole. Or something. I don't know. But then they bake it, and then they cut the burgers back out, and then that's supposed to be okay. Like, seriously, look at this. Look at what is going on right here. Chicken nuggets. Like, if you've ever wondered what's wrong with America's obesity problem, this is wholly the perfect example. Lovely Sherry says, that was unnecessary. Indeed. Let's start with the fact that there are a whopping total of 10 burgers inside of this. All right. At least 3 small fries, because they chimped out on, like maybe 6 small fries. You could have got a couple mediums. And then let's see, that's 4 by 4. That's 16 nuggets, 10 burgers, and some cheesy stuff. And then of course there were 3 small fries on the bottom, 2 on the top. So that's 5 small fries and 2 modest in comparison douses of cheddar cheese. I feel like there are better ways to make this dish that doesn't involve so much disgustingness. John Edgar says, "What the food?" Indeed, sir. Indeed. Lester San Jose, checking out the beginning of the show, says, "I could go without the brownie pieces. I love brownies, but on fries?" Indeed, sir. Indeed. I'm glad to know that Lester would not eat that, because I would be worried about his health even more than usual. Let's see here. So yeah, that was. Would you eat the ridiculous bake, McDonald's bake we just ate? I wouldn't. We just saw. I wouldn't eat that. I wouldn't eat that at all. Not even a little bit. Mostly because I hate McDonald's. Their fries aren't even good anymore. That was their one saving grace when I was a kid, was, well, while they make garbage hamburgers, at least their fries are tasty. And now it's not. It's all garbage. It's just gross. And you can't even go to Burger King for good fries anymore, because it all tastes like ass. And I don't mean that literally, just a personal, subjective opinion on the matter. Now, this next one, like, dishes like this have always boggled my mind. Look at this. There's a burger on the bottom and then an onion ring volcano on top. And of course, it's dripping sauce everywhere. So you have to eat the onion rings off of the knife or remove them completely and then get down to the burger. Okay, Sherry. You say you'd eat it. Are you talking about our current mountain of onion rings and burger? Or are you talking about the casserole? Or are you talking about this? You're clearly talking about this, right? Ah, okay. The mountain. All right, so we're talking about this. She says she would eat the mountain. I would eat this as well. It's just a matter of why do they do this. And I'll get into the extra why the food in just a second. John Edgar says, has to be a party dish. It could be. It could be. She says, I love onion rings. I do too. I do love onion rings. Lester San Jose says, I would try that. I would too. I just hate the presentation of this. Because if I may draw your attention away from the what the food, it's literally just sitting on a piece of paper. Like, so they brought the burger over, stabbed a knife into it, stacked onion rings onto the knife, and then drizzled shit on it right there on the table. You know how I know that? Because there's no way you're moving this burger with all of this crumbly shit on this piece of paper, period. Maybe it's on a board of some kind. Who knows? I would hope so. But it seems like they just slapped it on a piece of old newspaper or magazine. Maybe one of their kids' menus. Why can't you use a plate? Why can't you use a plate? What's wrong with using plates? Oh no, you have to do a little extra dishes. If you're a good restaurant, you're offsetting that cost. But John Edgar says, garbage $10 burgers. Yes, they do charge way too much for something like this, which would cost me a whopping like $3.75 to make it home, including the special buns, the onion rings, and the sauce. So, while I would eat this, it's just, you don't have to make a mess out of everything before I even touch it. Give me the onion rings on the side with some dipping sauce. Give me the burger on a plate. Maybe include some French fries, because that's how it's supposed to work. You get a burger and fries, and maybe some onion rings too. The next ones have to come with a forewarning, ladies and gentlemen, that these are, in fact, hamburgers. Okay? What I'm about to show you may be unidentifiable as a hamburger, but it is, in fact, a hamburger. Okay, so John Edgar says, gotta go. Convoy of Hope is a faith-based disaster relief nonprofit group, and there's some great folks. See y'all later. Hail, John Edgar. Thank you so much for joining us for the short bit. Make sure you catch the replay, the rest of it from 20 minutes onward. And then kudos on working with such an awesome organization. That's what I meant to say. Organization, yes. But, okay, I digress. Lester says he could eat that with a knife and fork. Yes, that's probably why they gave you the knife. But still, I like to do things hands-on. If you're eating a burger, you should be able to grab it. I'm picky like that. Once again, these following ones are, in fact, burgers. All right. Yeah, now that you've gotten a good look at this, you might be saying that is not a burger. That is not a hamburger. But in fact, it is. Ah, the lovely Sherry says, too much sauce. The sauce is just the beginning of the problem. All right, shall we zoom in? Shall we zoom in? Let's take a look here. This is, in fact, a mini taco or taquito or something like that shoved into the side of the burger. All of this red powdery stuff you see here is, in fact, Red Hot Cheetos powder. This appears to be like, maybe it's a honey barbecue sauce or something. Maybe. Maybe it's just honey. I don't know. Those look like fried onions. You, of course, have the burger bun here and somewhere up here. You can see the patty sticking out on this side over here. So we do, in fact, know that it does have meat in it. And then there's... It kind of looks like a Sour Patch Kid, but I'm assuming that is a purple onion of some kind because there's some over here too. And then we take a look at this sauce that Sherry mentioned here. That might just be mayo. They might have just drizzled mayo over the front of that. Which brings us to our next one, which is from the same place. All right, this is in fact two separate burgers served with what appears to be noodles. Could be udon. Udon is delicious, but give me a break. That looks like Chipotle Ranch, probably. Could be Chipotle Mayo. Who knows? Some green pieces here. One of those... It's hard to tell if that's a chive or if that's... Lovely Sherry says, yeah, that's a nice for me. That's a nice? You like that? It's pretty, though. I'll give you that. I just... Okay, so there's a bottom bun. There's a burger. Then there's all the fillings. Then there's a bottom bun. Then there's a burger. And then there's the top bun. Ah, I see. She corrected. That's a no for me, says the lovely Sherry. Ah, I see. You don't want to get down on this, whatever this is? And then there's this one. This is also from the same place. Once again, we've got the crushed Cheeto powder. I couldn't honestly tell you what that is. Mystery item number 1 is the yellow, circular, goopy, crispy stuff sitting there. Yep. Oh, looks like we got some bacon down here, maybe? Is that a carrot? I think that's a carrot. I think we're looking at a carrot here, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. And then mystery item number 2. I don't know what that is. I'm going to call it the white globular. Globular. White globular. All right, and then we've got some red sauce that could either be ketchup or some kind of raspberry thing. The same honey-looking drizzle stuff on the top. What could be fried onions or maybe even crushed up pita bread. Who knows? Who knows? This must be their dessert burger. Why there'd be carrots in it if it was a dessert burger, I don't know, but... I mean, I do like carrot cake, but at the same time... What is that? Mystery item number 3. Just below the white globular, we have what could be a mushroom. It could be a salamander head sticking out from underneath the goop, because it thought it was a good place to hide. Could be mushrooms, yeah. You're probably not wrong, lovely Sherry. Hail to Lindsay, the cynical geek. She says, that looks like something one of my cats would puke up. It looks like something I would puke up, honestly, because I think one bite from that would make me sick. He says, Big Mackin'. Yeah. Thunder thighin' that. Like, woof. So, yeah. I just have to double check and make sure. Nope, we got one more. One more from the same place. This one's a little less extreme, but we'll take a look. All right. Yeah, so that's burger top, weird fillings, burger top, noodles, burger, and possibly a bottom bun. Who knows? But then in the middle... Lester San Jose says, hey, based on how they're charging a premium for a Big Mac, I would pay for that. Yeah, this probably is the same cost as a Big Mac these days. If you look at how expensive shit's getting. Yeah, this one's just kind of a conglomerate of the last 3. It's got noodles and burgers and crushed Cheeto powder and whatever, chives, leeks, whatever those happen to be. Catnip. Carne asada fries, Mickey D style. No, never. I think he's still catching up on... No, he can't be. I don't know. So Lester, you've thoroughly confused me, and it broke again, because it's stupid like that. All right. After watching this next one, you're going to say this should have been in next week's special, which is Supersize 2. But I couldn't pass this up on the burgers and fries because, yeah, this is the one from the opening video. Here we go. We're just going to take a look. It is 30 seconds long. Yeah. These are the smaller burgers that these guys make. By the way, and that's a chicken sandwich. I'll own up to that. That's a chicken sandwich. But yeah, so those are their slider size, and these are their full size. All right. Yeah. Lester San Jose says it'll last me months. Yes, indeed, this would last you months. Yeah. So here we go. Yeah. They literally bored out the middle of these burgers and stacked them in with fries in the middle. I mean, this is not a terrible idea. But, dang, that is a lot. Lester San Jose says, never went to McDonald's for the food. It was the kids' experience, but they killed me. They killed that. Yes, they did. He says, that would last me a year or more. Yeah. So, let's take a look at the opening burgers here. So, they literally just looks like a classic American burger. If we back it up to about right here. Maybe a little bit further forward. All right. So, if you're looking at this, it's not the greatest angle or clarity, but, you know, it's literally just gigantic ass burgers, and they cored out the middle of them and just shoved it full of fries, what appears to be either extra large standard fries or steak fries, because those are jumbo. The lovely Sherry says Mohawk burger. Hell yeah, that's what I would call it. Um, yeah, those are literally just classic American burgers that these guys took a great take on. But the size of these guys, holy goodness. Look at that burger. That is definitely a family meal right there. Super size me, bitch. Yeah, that looks so good. Oh my gosh. Wow. Until they do that, you did not need to drizzle the cheese in such quantities. They always kill it with the cheese. Always kill it with the cheese. Then, let's just dump the whole freaking container of cheese out onto these burgers. You don't need that much sauce. I need more sauce, senor. More sauce. Mas of the sauce. Wow. Ah, that's right. I feel like we've covered this one before, but we're going to watch it anyway. Yeah. Yep. Blue-collar husband's dinner after his 15-hour shift. Yeah. I call this the divorce paper special. And she automatically ruins the egg. And then salt. Salty, salt. Who loves her husband? This chick, obviously, right? Did she even take the plastic off that? Who knows? Who knows? Arby's sauce. Who doesn't love a good horseradish sauce on everything? Yeah. Yeah. I feel like this lady's not actually married because maybe he's drunk. Maybe he's a drunk and he's just a shitty person that likes shitty food. Who knows? Who knows? That's a little judgmental on my part, but I don't care because let's be honest, if you're going to take a McDonald's cheeseburger and you're going to throw it into a pan full of what looks like frying butter, dump the fries into it, put some McDonald's bacon, why don't you just give him this shit? Buy it for him buy it before he gets home. Cook him an egg to go with it. But then, all of this is cooked side by side in the pan and then covered with enough salt to, man, she just turned it into the Dead Sea and then put pepper on it. What? And then, it just evolves. I can't even properly analyze this video because of how awful it is. It's so bad. Look at the condition of that burger after she's done cooking it. And then, of course, she pulls the egg, cheese, bacon nightmare out. And, ew. What in the name of all that is good and holy is going on here? Let's be honest. If my wife were to give this to me after a 15-hour shift, I would literally divorce her. These are walking papers. Because she clearly wants this man to die, either from renal failure from all the salt, or just a heart attack from the pure cholesterol levels, bad cholesterol levels that you're getting out of this dish. The amount of salt that's on that would choke a horse. Holy crap. And then the pepper. Ugh. Lovely Sherry says that's one way to lose your spouse. Exactly. The divorce paper special, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by some janky bitch in a kitchen. What in the world is going on here? Man. Ugh. Oh, that is just so bad. So terrible. It's so bad. I feel like I need a special veggie burger to make up for that. It's a veggie patty on a bun topped with generous serving of seasoned curly noodles. Yeah. It's a veggie burger. Don't ask me what that chunk of cheese is on top either. I have no idea. Gross. Look at that. And yes, the Valley Girl voice was necessary for this because it's like... Ugh. Look at that. Like, what is that? Is that... This is a veggie burger, I'm assuming those are vegetarian... Like, Lovely Sherry says it's hipster food. That is very possible, and I won't argue with you on that. But... does that mean that's... like vegetarian cheese? Vegan cheese or something? Because according to our good friend Jason Fox at 540 Studios, vegan cheese is one of the most disgusting things in the history of ever. I wouldn't know because I would never debase myself enough to try vegan cheese. But yeah, that was gross. That was icky. I wouldn't eat that. Veggie burgers? No thanks. I want when I'm eating meat, I want it to be meat. Meaty meat. You understand? Ooh, the Lovely Sherry says it's soybean cheese. Might as well be schmegma. Schmegma. Yes, indeed. Ugh. Yeah, soybean cheese. All right, so that's what that is, apparently. This right here is apparently soybean cheese. I will take your word for that. Soy cheese. Ugh. Brian McCann says, finally, YouTube. Been trying to chat for 30 plus minutes. Wow. Thanks, YouTube. Being a jerk. Hail to Brian McCann. Welcome. This is soy cheese on a veggie burger topped on noodles. Thank you for joining us. Yes, indeed. That makes me wonder if the Minecraft burger got me in trouble. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Let's find out. Yep, no restrictions. So, huh. Hail to Reuben Christopher Haynes. He says, hail, Corey. Hail to all the dicks and the fellowship. Brian McCann says, Corey, bring the divorce burger to comics tonight. Unfortunately, I won't be making that show again tonight. I'm working on some stuff. I don't want to reveal anything yet because it's usually bad luck. But everybody that I've been testing it with has enjoyed it. So you guys I'll let you in on that on a future date. But I'm working on some stuff. Yes. Lindsay the Cynical Geek says a veggie burger is not a burger. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you. Thank you for that lovely, informational, and highly entertaining bit of information. What? Anyway, yeah, so this is another slider. I'm just going to let you soak that in for a minute. Yeah. That's a mini glazed donut as a bun. A single tiny piece of meat as the patty. Curly fries. And what appears to be either asparagus, it's got to be asparagus, or it's really long green beans. Snap peas. Something like that. A green. Reuben Christopher Haynes says, what the hell is that? Excuse me, what the food is that you say? Well, I'll tell you, not good. Brian McCann says, I had burgers today, half burger. Yeah, this is, just putting this in comparison to the size of this person's thumb. I'm assuming this individual does not have giantism. All right, so this is a very small serving on a very small plate with very small food. Now, let's take a look at the burger that they put on top of their glazed donut bun. Yeah. You know what that looks like? That looks like somebody took a little bit of hamburger, smushed it, fried it, and then put it on that. No salt, no pepper, no seasoning, just boom. If this person is on a heart-based diet, I'm going to say that they're failing because of the donut. Gosh. Lovely Sherry says that maybe that's a sea cucumber. Nah, texture's not quite right. Not quite right. Brian McCann says home burger. Yes, this is probably something someone made at home. You're probably not wrong. Bah. Yes. This next one might not look too bad. Brian McCann says poopy burger. Yes, it was definitely a poopy burger. Thank you, sir. So let's take a look at what this guy's got going on. That's butter. That's a lot of butter. And there's the patty, the bun, and he flips the patty. That's cheese, onions, and I don't know, maybe that's all cheese. Was that all cheese? That might have been all cheese. Had to be onions mixed in there, diced onions. Man, that looks pretty good. Wait, what are you doing? Not the cheese. Did I ever tell you people that they always ruin it with the cheese? Always ruin it with the cheese. Up until that moment, that was a good-looking burger. All right? But not anymore. Not anymore. Like, that looks delicious. Look at that. Look at that. And he's got the onions and the cheese, and he's got all kinds of, like, right here, the pickles and the tomatoes, well, tomatoes I could do without, but, I mean, like, look at that. Look at that. Look at this burger. All right? If he would have taken some of this nightmare right here, some of this cheesy nightmare right here, yeah, if he would have just taken some of that and put it under, like, right there on top of that burger right there, all right? It would have been perfect. But he continued to ruin his shit. Why? Because, as Brian McCann says, too much cheese. Yes, all that cheese that he cooked up on that thing did not go into the burger, it went on top of it. And the lovely Sherry with an ever-logical answer of pass. Yeah. Come on. You're telling me this is not the most delicious-looking thing ever? This is not the most delicious-looking thing ever? Oh. Yeah. Sound effects by Corey. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, just like, boing, boing. Yeah. Brian McCann says, these people must hate using the toilet. That much cheese in, you're not poopy for a week. Wow. Thank you, Brian McCann. Thank you, sir. Hey, we have a guest in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Say hello to my good friend, Jason Fox from 540 Studios. How you doing, bro?
Hey man, hey people. I just saw the link, so I'm like a little late, but
You're good, you're good. We still got quite a few to go, so
oh, my
it's all
audio is
good.
fine. It's been
Yeah,
a
you
while since
sound great, bro. Sound great.
that's good. Been a while since I've been on the PC, so since I've been on vacation, so
Nice. Was it a good vacation?
yeah, I was with my lady and the stepkids, so we had a great time together.
Nice. Very, very good. Did you see that last burger that I showed?
Yeah, I saw
Okay,
that.
good.
Really
Good. I didn't
sexual.
I just wanted to make sure that you were able to enjoy that experience,
Yeah, thank you.
honestly.
I was just sitting in the back room here and just like, oh my God, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And the lovely Sherry says, "Hi, Jason."
Hey.
Hey, hey. So the next one, to just jump right back into things. What do you think's on this burger?
What's in it? Is it jam?
Ooh, you got one of them right. Yep.
Okay, so jam, cheese, and beef.
All right, yeah, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good guess. That was a pretty good guess. This is in fact a peanut butter and jelly with bacon burger. So
Oh,
down at the bottom here, you can see the peanut butter oozing out from underneath the patty. Then you have the
oh,
wonderful patty sitting on top. They put cheese on top of the patty. Then they put the bacon on top of that. And then they put the jelly on the top bun and slapped it all together.
yikes. No, thank you.
Oh,
No,
come
thank you.
on.
That's too
Come
much, bro.
on. Brian McCann says PBJ beef. Yes. Yes, indeed. Uh, yeah. I don't know. I don't think I have
Never tried
like
it.
I don't think I could. I don't think like my inner conscience wouldn't allow me to eat something like that. I've had a
No, me
peanut butter
neither.
on a burger before, but on this level, that's a bit much. Lindsay, the cynical geek, says, I've heard peanut butter on a burger is actually quite good. If it wasn't for the jelly, I'd try it. Exactly. That's what's putting me off. I had a burger one time that was peanut butter and jalapeno on top of a bacon cheeseburger, and it was actually really good. It was actually really good. Lovely Sherry says, just use Nutella. For
Oh
the lady who
God.
wouldn't eat the hot fudge poutine, you want to put Nutella on a burger? All right. All right. I'm judging you again. Brian McCann says, PBJ beef is good. No cheese. Cheese ruins it. Okay. All right. I'll take your word for that because I'm not eating a peanut butter and jelly hamburger.
Me neither. It's not my thing.
Yeah, no. No, not even a little bit. Uh, Brian McCann, I am concerned for you now. Mr. I like peanut butter and jelly beef. Ugh. So this
Yeah.
next one, as the caption suggests, is a classic. That's right. What you're looking at right here is your standard McDouble. Yeah. That is a McDonald's double cheeseburger.
Uh,
And it's
I.
freaking like
It looks
like
like plastic.
it does. It does. And that's what gets me is like, people were like, I want my food to look like it does in the advertisements. They're all like, okay, so then we'll just serve you plastic burgers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
instead of being like,
I'm not a big fan of McDonald's in general, so
yeah, I'm not either. And that's
that
why I wanted to just share. This is the classic
yeah.
standard McDouble, ladies and
It's like the
gentlemen.
few times in my life I eat there. That's a few times.
It's yeah, those are desperate times, honestly. Like, ugh. Those are desperate times when you need to eat
Yeah,
McDonald's.
especially when it was in high school times, because then the McDonald's used to be cheaper and you barely had money when you went to high school.
Right? You could actually
So
do the dollar menu.
yes, and you hang with friends and all of us are poor and we like, yeah, let's go to McDonald's because it's cheap.
Yeah, that's literally the only reason we ever went to McDonald's.
Yeah, same
And
here. The only
now it's not cheap anymore.
nope. The only thing that I'm mostly like there is like when they serve chicken here in Norway. I don't know if they do that in America, but the
They
chicken
do.
tastes like chicken. And the fries. The fries is always okay and good. That's the only thing I like,
Yeah,
basically.
they that was their one saving grace for a long time, but
Yes.
over here they ruined it. I don't know how they ruined it. They probably went to some soy based like fry oil or some shit, and it just tastes terrible. It's
It tastes the
awful.
same here. That is always done, and
Ugh.
with a good enough salt, it's always good.
Right? Yeah, you had to lay on the salt for sure.
Yes.
Lindsay, the cynical geek, says that's one sad looking burger. Yes, it is.
It's an emo
Um,
burger,
it's
just painted
yes.
black.
Now from McDonald's, the emo burger. Cry your heart out.
The worst thing is that emos would actually buy it.
They probably would. They
But
probably
good for
would.
McDonald's, you know? If
Yeah, why not? They can sell crap like that and still be billion
successful.
dollar uh real estate manager because
But
they
that
don't
just look
they're
that just
they're
looked like a really sad burger. That's it. Just looked really sad,
well,
plastic. It's like if I saw that, I would be like, nope. I actually do not want to eat it. If I need to eat it, it has to be desperate times, my friends.
hail to the snail messiah. Hello, my friend. He
Oh, the
says it looks like
goddamn
a
Danish
nash
guy.
he says it looks like the national dish from the country of sadness. That is not a Norwegian burger, sir. Ah,
No, and he's
yeah, that's a
Danish.
joke. Yeah, I know
Goddamn
he is.
Danish are taking over.
Well,
I love you, buddy.
had to be somebody. Hail to the snail. At least they have a messiah. All right. This next one will definitely. Oh no.
Oh
Brian
God.
McCann, what do you call a legless cow? Ground beef. Yes. Boom. Yes. Thank you, Brian McCann, for the dad joke of the night. Snail Messiah says Norway uses a lot of dill in their burger sauce. It's really tasty. All right, I'll take your word for it. This next
Yeah.
one will lift your spirits as compared to the last one. I'm
Okay.
sure of it.
Okay.
This, as the poster says, is my sister's
What the
burger.
fuck?
To analyze this, we have we have a whole halved onion inside of this burger. It almost looks like, but
This
they
is just
cored
to
it
piss
out.
the vegans off.
Right, right. And then they filled it with what appears to be guacamole, the onions.
It's just to piss the vegans off to have meat in it.
And who knows if that's actually that could be one of those
Oh
impossible
God,
burger
it could
things. Who
be.
knows? Uh,
But this would
and
actually be fun. Like you go to a vegan place, you get the meat in there, and just like you do this just to piss them off. That could actually be a little fun.
that could be funny. That could be funny. Yeah, I got banned from the vegan house. Why? I brought in my own burger. They didn't like that very much. But let's. I don't know how I feel about the one we're currently looking at. Uh, Brian McCann says Worcestershire sauce on burgers. It's yeah, it's a pretty common thing around here to season your beef with Worcestershire sauce.
I don't know how to feel about this. It doesn't look it doesn't look good. Like it's too much. Like
Right?
I'm
It's the
fine with
guac.
having in yeah, yeah, it's
What? I mean, it's the whole thing that throws me off. But like the guacamole is just
yeah.
why? Why?
Slice it all down and put it on a real, bread.
Right? Dice this entire thing up, put it in a blender, and use some chips to eat it. That'd be way more acceptable than
Oh
calling this a
yeah.
burger. Like, wow.
My sister's burger, quote
Yeah.
unquote, burger.
Yeah. And I'm sure he's saying it's his sister just because he doesn't want to own up to the shame of having consumed something like that. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Just be true to yourself. All
Just
right.
be honest. We know it was you, bro.
Right? Jeez. So the last tower burger that we looked at had a bunch of onion rings and stuff, and lovely Sherry said she would eat it. But my prediction on this one is she's going to give a big pass on the next one. Because that's
Okay.
right. It is a
What
yeah,
the
so
hell?
that's donuts as buns with a graham cracker stick stuck in the top. It's held together by a knife and a giant skewer. It's got eggs. It looks like two patties, peanut butter and jelly drizzled on it. What else? Yeah.
Talk
See,
about
I was right.
diabetes.
I was right. Lovely Sherry says you're right. I don't want it. Well, come on.
That's
Yep.
diabetes. That is
This is
diabetes.
Snail Messiah says make diabetes heart attack. Yes.
Yes,
Uh,
exactly.
and like, if you look at the drizzle that's just coming off of this burger,
It does not
you're like,
look
oh
good.
yeah, right.
Oh
I mean, how much,
God.
how much grease is acceptable in a burger? Not that much. Like, holy crap. That reminds me of a Wendy's burger here in my hometown. It literally, the last time I ate at Wendy's, I opened the wrapper and it literally was just soup, basically greasy soup, covering
God.
my burger. And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I never went back again. Brian
I don't
McCann
like
says
that. No.
insane snot. Yes, it does look like snot. You are
Yeah, the
correct.
combination here kind of looks like cum. Not gonna
Oh
lie.
man, that is not a. Go to the doctor, bro. That's not how it's supposed to
Yeah.
look, man.
No.
Ah,
No,
uh,
I would never eat this. If I'm gonna have a donut, I'm gonna have, the donut alone, no meat, no burger stuff, and
yeah. Blech. Blech. That is really nasty, man. The things people put in their bodies. Brian says Jason wins grossness.
yes,
Yes, he
I'm
does
Norwegian,
indeed.
of course.
Naturally, naturally. Uh, I'm not even really sure how to conceptualize this next one for an introduction. I'm just going to show it to
Right?
you and take a puff. Here you go.
What?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, yeah.
And you have like roast beef on it?
So it could either be roast beef or this could be ham.
It's one of each at least.
Yeah,
Could be ham, could
there's
be
like that could be ham and that could be roast beef or vice versa. Then
jalapenos.
these are jalapenos, definitely. These are your burger patties right here. And then lovely Sherry asks the question I was waiting for. She says, "Is that fried egg?" In fact, this is not fried egg. This is cheese. All right, and the way you achieve this cheese skirt, as they call it, is you put the cheese onto the bun and like I'm talking a mountain of cheese where it's like as big as the whole burger will be at the end, and then
Oh,
you throw some ice onto the grill and cap it, and then the steam comes through and it melts all the cheese and it skirts it out to the inside of whatever you capped it with, and then you wind up with the cheese skirt, which who knows what's underneath it, because if you look here you see that there's onions, possibly some mushrooms up in here. We go over here. This doesn't, I don't know what this is. It could be really blackened onions, or it could be chunks of meat.
I don't even know if I would eat this in a a situation where I need to eat something. I'd rather starve because this just makes me want to puke.
Yeah, I feel like I might be able to blindfold myself and pull this apart. You know what I mean? Like eat
And I have to be
pieces of it,
really
but not.
desperate. I
Yeah,
have to be
yeah, I would,
desperate,
yeah. Ugh. Uh,
It has to be like 2, 3 weeks without food, man. Maybe.
right? For real, for real. But Brian McCann says roast beef, ham, bacon, peppers, and cheese. Indeed. I get a sad. Snail's Messiah says, I get sad looking at those dishes. You should. You should, because people are out there sinning against the very existence of food. Like what? And then Brian McCann says, I saw people make that on Instagram.
Oh,
Leave it to Instagram to give you some what the food stuff.
exactly.
Man, I wouldn't, not even with a fork and knife. I wouldn't touch it. It looks gross. It looks gross, just saying.
It does.
Now, this next one I know some people will get down on. It's a food truck.
Okay, that's kind of cool. A food
I
truck.
thought so too.
Yeah.
And it happened to fall right as I was doing burgers and fries. So I was like, yeah, I can't pass
I
that
would
up.
sit in that, listen to like hardcore black metal, just vibing.
Well, you see, I feel like this truck is only got one song that it's allowed to play, and that's Cheeseburger in Paradise.
We do it in black metal style, then I'm
But
gonna
in
get
black metal, okay, okay. All right. Yeah. I love the ingenuity of some people with vehicles, and I just really thought I'd share that. Snail Messiah says, should be the Dumb and Dumber movie, Next Generation. It looks like something you would see in a
Yeah,
Dumb and Dumber
yeah.
movie. You're not
Yeah,
wrong.
exactly. I was thinking about
I
that too.
Like they swapped out their dog for
Yeah.
a burger.
Yeah.
Yep, and this is the ultimate food truck. Just saying. Brian McCann says, Corey, you need a Corey cooking night. You cook food that you see online. I could try that at some point.
That would actually be genius.
Find some of these recipes and just try them out. That
And
might
suddenly you
not.
like some of them. You're just like, oh shit, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I've wanted to try some of these, so I'll have to look into doing that once I get my kitchen back in order. So, yeah. It's just full of stuff right now. You know how it gets. Sometimes
Yeah.
the kitchen counter is the catch-all, and especially when you have teenagers and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Have you ever had a ranch burger before?
No. Never.
Well, this one will pique your appetite.
Oh, the fuck?
Yes, the classic Iowa ranch burger. Who doesn't who doesn't love watching their burger get cream pied with bacon?
No, thank you. I will skip.
Right? And there's a couple things wrong with this burger before we even get into the fact that they drowned it in ranch and bacon. And the presentation of it is pretty sad.
It looks like McDonald's.
It does. This looks like
simple McDonald's.
this looks like a McDonald's burger that they went and they bought, and then they were like, let's put ranch on it. Yeah, Hidden
Yup.
Valley Ranch probably with some bacon. Yeah. Um, Personally, I would not eat this. Like I've had ranch on a burger, but never to this scale. Okay, never this much
Way too
ranch.
much. It's like a little ranch can
Bleh,
might be
bleh,
okay, but when you have this
bleh,
much, oh God, come on, man.
bleh. Look at that. It just bleh, bleh, bleh. It's vomiting before it even gets into you.
That's supposed to be
Gosh.
bacon? It looks like really
Yeah,
fake bacon, man. It
it
looks like,
does. It looks like dried
it looks like
out
it
chunked
looks like the
imitation
vegan
crab meat.
bacon.
Right? It could be vegan bacon, but then at the same
Mm,
time, that makes this entire burger an even more abomination because that's two different types of vegan cheese with vegan patties, vegan bun, and vegan ranch dressing with vegan bacon. But I can't confirm that for sure. Brian McCann says, messy kitchen. I know it well. I need to declutter again. Yes, indeed. And then he follows that up
yeah,
with, ew. Yeah, oh, come on,
yeah.
bro. Bleh. Slow motion replay. Oh,
It really looks like
yeah.
vegan bacon, man. I've tried and eaten vegan bacon, and that's basically what it looks like.
What is with you and eating vegan food, bro?
I
Did you go through a phase
used to, I was vegan for a year in my life. That's why.
and you realized the amount of suffering just wasn't worth it, right?
Yes, yes. It was after a year, I visited my father again, and then he made his famous classical beef burgers that I always love. And I went back to eating meat, but it was a year that I tried to be vegan because I do have issues with my stomach when I eat certain things. So I needed to try it to see how, also how my stomach worked on it. It's like, yes, some vegan stuff worked a lot better on my stomach. But that's because when I created vegan food, I went to the beginning. I didn't buy fast food shit normally.
Yeah,
Normally I created stuff from the bottom myself to, make it actually good for the body and not that's what I
right.
normally did.
Yeah, and that makes more sense. And see, Brian
Yeah.
McCann, I agree with you 100% with Brian McCann when he says this. He says, if vegans stop trying to make plants taste or look like meat.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That that's a fair point.
And yeah, actually, an old friend of mine, he's a chef, and he came with a little secret what they do in restaurants. The things that you think are vegan, actually, they do put meat stuff in it to taste like meat in restaurants.
You're telling me that in order to get meat flavor, they use
Yes,
meat.
yes,
I am shocked.
exactly. So they do that. That's
You,
actually a fun fact. A lot of people do.
it's vegan even though it was cooked in bacon grease. It's fine. The
But yeah,
lovely
it
Sherry
was.
says tofurkey is gross. I was vegetarian for 10 years. I now eat everything. Good, good, yeah. Tofurkey is gross.
Yeah.
Tofu turkey. Blech.
No, it's like sometimes I can make certain vegan stuff to make just my stomach a little bit more happy sometimes. But I will never buy anything that is already made. I'm gonna make from the bottom if I ever gonna have something that's more veganish for my stomach.
Yeah.
But I did
Well,
because of
I can
health
understand
stuff.
that.
I
Well,
tried it
and
because of health stuff, so.
that totally makes sense. And trying different diets for health stuff is totally understandable. I know a lot of people who are on the keto diet. I know people
Yeah.
who are on the paleo diet where it's literally nothing but meat. I know vegetarians. My good friend Mike Evans is in fact a vegan. I think for health reasons, as a matter of fact. I don't think he does the unhealthy vegan shit though, because he seems like he's in pretty good health. I mean,
Yeah. No,
he's really healthy guy.
it's like I
So
say, if you want to be vegan, like at least make everything yourself from the bottom, at
indeed,
least.
indeed,
It's like
and
I used to make the burger things that I used to like make was like from potatoes and stuff like that and vegetables, and you don't you kind of you yes you form it like a burger so it'll be like fit in the bun,
right,
but you just press it together like a burger basically. But it was healthy, you had everything, the proteins, potatoes, everything that I needed.
yeah.
So that actually tasted good because I made it myself, and it's not junk food or anything.
Well, see, and when I think of vegan dishes, like I literally just go to like the most basic of salads, with a
Yeah.
proper, like, either vegetable or, like, well, plant-based dressing of some kind that
Yeah.
isn't like, if you're gonna do like a vegan salad, for instance, you don't want to go with a vegan ranch dressing. That's gonna taste like shit. That's
No,
like putting
no.
vegan cheese on something. You probably want to go with a nice vinaigrette or something like that. And when
Yeah.
I think healthy vegan food, I think of stuff like that where it is prepared by you and it is not, hey,
Exactly.
look at this imitation meat burger that you can buy 12 for $1. Don't worry, your intestinal issues will subside when you die.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And no, I want to try just for health reasons and stuff like that. And it worked a lot better for my stomach, but it was a lot of other things that my body needed that I need to like take supplement for.
yeah,
Um,
calcium, vitamin
yeah,
D.
and a lot of stuff like that. And it's just like it's not worth it. And I became really dangerously skinny because I used to work out a lot too.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
dangerous combination.
it is, and no, so I'm really happy I went back, because I did miss meat in the time of being a
Yeah,
vegan after that year.
I could
But
never be. I could never
no,
do that
but at
full
least
time.
tried it, see how it is, and all that kind of stuff.
See,
And
my biggest hang up on trying any of those diets is cheese. I'm addicted to cheese. I need cheese in my life. And I mean real cheese, cheddar cheese and Swiss cheese and
oh
Gouda
yeah,
and
God,
and
yo, love it.
so much good
Yeah,
cheese. I could not possibly give that up for anything in this world. If they were like, if you eat another piece of cheese, you will die, I'd be like, it is good knowing you, sir. I'm gonna die
yeah,
today because I'm gonna
yeah,
eat some
no,
cheese. Damn
exactly.
it. Cheese. Brian McCann says, I'm an omnivore. Get in my belly. Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yeah,
indeed. Snail Messiah says, keto cured my gout. Cured being in quotation marks. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Snail Messiah. I figured as the Messiah you could cure your own gout, but whatever.
yeah,
Do snails
right.
have gout? How do snails get gout if they don't have feet? What's wrong with you?
Good
Gosh.
question.
Maybe he's a mutant snail. He's been chasing
Ooh.
billionaires for years. The lovely Sherry says Havarti cheese. That is so good. I love a good Havarti. Oh, I had a lovely smoked Havarti the other day that was just chef's kiss. So good. Like, and here in Colorado, if you get Murray's cheese, you're getting good cheese. Murray's brand cheese is just so good.
Love
Ah,
cheese.
Snail
I eat it
Messiah
like
says we're
candy.
gastropods. It's a very Snail Messiah says gastropods. It's a very hurtful condition for us. I bet it is. It is very painful indeed. We are on our last what the food, and this one goes into
Oh.
the oh yes, I would eat that category.
Are you sure about that?
Oh yes.
I doesn't always trust you.
Oh dude, this last one is a jalapeno popper burger, and I'll just start it off proper. Yeah, he takes the jalapeno caps and he shoves them down into the bacon wrapped burger like it's a giant filet mignon. And then he browns the bacon on the outside. Yeah, rolling it around. Then he cooks it, jalapenos down. Then the other side, right? And here comes the awesome deliciousness, the cream cheese filling for the jalapeno poppers. Yeah, look at that. This would be so delicious. I would eat this. I would. I would. Christian Delorme is missing out hardcore because he
I would
apparently
actually
forgot.
eat
But
this. I would
yeah,
actually eat this.
yeah, dude. And then this is the key right here. He's smashing the buns on top of jalapeno cheese.
And I love spicy.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Oh my gosh, spicy is like how it goes. And then probably some sriracha or jalapeno or spicy ranch of some kind, something like that, mayo possibly. And then there's the burger. And
Ooh, nice.
some people might be like, well, how do you fit your mouth around that? And my answer is, I don't care. Put it in
It's
my
gonna go
mouth.
down either
I'm
way.
going to eat it. Look at that. And even the cross
Ooh.
section on this burger is like great. And then when he squeezes it, there's not a ton of juice that comes out because he cooked it perfectly, in my personal opinion. The lovely Sherry says, would. Yes, indeed. I would get down on this every day of the week if I could. But oh my gosh. Like, and just the idea of stabbing the jalapenos into the burger was intriguing enough to get my attention. And then when he
Yeah.
like started getting in on the cream cheese filling right here,
Yeah.
he instantly sold it. And then he
Yeah.
he he
Oof.
threw in that little bonus of the jalapeno cheddar
There
on
are so
top on the
many
outside of the
spicy
buns.
peppers you can use, man, on this. That would have
Yeah,
been so good.
yeah. Hmm. Ooh, and Brian McCann says, I've made that. Yummy. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
kudos to you for getting to try one of the best looking food dishes in the history of ever. Oh my gosh.
And
I
and
mean,
I can eat jalapenos like candy, so
oh man. That could be habanero ranch or mayo. That would be good. Some habanero on there would be
God,
good
yes,
too.
yes. More
Mm.
spicy, good flavor. Daddy is happy.
Yeah, and honestly, some people might like some extra veggies on their burger, but this one I don't think needs it.
No, nothing.
Um,
It's perfect the way it is.
the only thing that I would do with this burger to enhance the experience is after the fact, I would take a little bit. I would have made a mixture of the cream cheese filling with the spicy mayo stuff they put on that uh, as a dipping sauce to get these corners.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so like when you go to bite it, you could dip it, and then you could and then you could like
Yeah, yeah,
continue
yeah.
on, and then like it would be so
Exactly. I
perfect.
I agree. I agree.
He said, I made one change, cheese inside the bun, not outside. That is understandable. That is totally an understandable move. But personally, I would love to get down on this. I love crispy fried cheese like that, where it's like grilled cheese proper. And, and he didn't overfill it, he didn't drown it. This man is a culinary genius on levels unlike any other, except for Brian McCann, who made this before I even knew it existed.
Yep.
But, like, this is a great idea. And
Yep.
just like this right here is what I'm going to try this on my next burger night. I'm going to do the cheese on the outside with some jalapenos in it. Like, that's, yeah. Oh my gosh.
When I'm with my lady again, she's good at making food too. This is something I want to make with her. This is something I want.
Yeah.
It might be
Oh
too
man.
spicy for her. It's like my girlfriend. She's Asian, so she makes a lot of spicy food. Sometimes it's too
Well,
spicy. It's too spicy for her, but for me, it's just perfect. So actually, when I was there now, she made like some good food and used some really spicy stuff in it. And if you just eat the chili itself, it's supposed to be like super spicy. I just ate it like a candy. It was like, yeah, I don't feel anything, just a
well,
little tiny burn, just a little tiny burn.
yeah,
But for
and
me,
one
pretty
one of
simple.
one of the bonuses about this dish is the spiciness of the jalapeno would be offset by the amount of dairy that you're using as well. So people with lower tolerance for spice could still eat this
Oh
without
yeah.
getting overwhelmed too much. Assuming you pulled the seeds out of the slices, because most people can't handle the seeds on the jalapeno.
Oh, you need
Those
the
are a little
seeds,
too
man.
much.
Come
I
on,
know
man.
they make that extra spice, and for people like us, that's probably okay. But like, I
Yeah,
know people
yeah.
that aren't super tolerant to spice,
Yeah, yeah. No,
and this
exactly.
might be a little too much for them. Brian McCann says Blackstone Grill. If that's a restaurant, I want to go there just for the name. Even Brian McCann says sriracha sauce. You could do that as well. Yes, indeed. I know some people that would probably like swap this portion with like some ghost pepper mayonnaise. Uh, yeah. Oh my gosh. And then the mounting, like I personally would probably roll the outside of the burger a little bit longer to get that bacon like extra extra crispy. But I like my bacon super
If you
crispy.
want to go super crazy, just put a Carolina Reaper on it.
Oh, you could do that. You could do that. Yeah. Carolina
Have you ever
Reaper
tried
is.
it?
I have had Carolina Reaper, and
Same.
it was a different kind of experience. Like,
It
because
is.
I once on a bet at a bar did a shot of pureed habaneros. It was like three habaneros pureed into a shot glass and
Yeah.
seeds and everything. And they were like, if you can swallow this without throwing up and you can get it down, we will give you $100. And
Yeah.
this is the cook staff because my brother worked there. And I was like, fine, I'll do it. And then I took the habanero and I shot it back and I held it. And like 5 minutes later, I was like, all right, you can keep the money. You're going to be supplying me with $100 worth of tequila right now. And they did. I drank for free for the entire day. It was fantastic. Back
Yeah.
when I was a drinker. By the way, I just celebrated 12 years sober.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, that was on the 13th or 14th of this month. So, yeah. Um, oh, yeah, the jalapeno popper burger. Lovely Sherry
Need
says,
it.
congrats. Thank you. Yes, indeed. I am absolutely going to cook me some of these at some point. because I have an entire stock of jalapeno peppers that I'm planning on doing. Carolina Reaper, so good, but burn later. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
In
they
many
do
ways.
burn, but I fucking love it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so
I
good.
so want to try Pepper X, but it's not available at any place yet like that. It's the same guy who created Carolina Reaper, and Pepper X is even spicier than Carolina Reaper.
Well,
Uh,
there does reach a point where the body will just go into anaphylaxis. So make sure you have an EpiPen or something if you're going to try something like that
I know. It's like I
first
say
out.
to all people, like, don't just do it because it's fun. Like, at least do what I do. Build up the tolerance and actually, start small, like I've done for years. You start small and you build up until you can actually, get more tolerance for it.
Indeed. Indeed. Like I know some people that are like jalapenos are too much. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well then don't ever eat anything that's actually spicy.
Yes,
Uh be-
exactly.
because
No,
like have you ever had candied jalapenos?
no, I never had candied.
So they're pretty good. You make it a lot like you would make a cactus candy. You get the insides. You can keep the outsides as like for texture if you want, but usually you're using the inside, and you can. I would have to look it up. Like I have the recipe upstairs because I can't remember anything on my own, but it's really good. Yeah, look up a candied jalapeno recipe
Yeah,
and
no, I
try that
will. I
out
will.
sometime. It's actually really good because when you get that sweet with the spicy, and it's perfect.
Yeah, no, I
Especially
remember I had habanero burger. It's like when my friend who was a chef, like he makes it with habanero and stuff. Oh, it's so good.
yeah,
It was
I
so
had
good.
I had candied bacon that was candied with maple brown sugar and habanero, and it was some of the best candied bacon I've ever eaten in my life. Like
Oh,
it was so good, and
sounds
like
good.
a spicy mango jam can also go a long way, but
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you need the right bacon for that. You can need like Black Forest ham style
Look
deliciousness
at
fried up with
Brian. He's
that.
actually had a pepper X. Lucky motherfucker.
Wow. He says it'll give you the shakes. Wow.
Well,
Pepper
that's just
X. It'll
great.
give you the shakes. Sweet. Who doesn't love a good TD?
Yep. But yeah, I've had stupid friends that just like wants to go right on a spiciness and they get yeah, they don't get well after, just to say that at least. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is why I say build up the tolerance. Never go to the spiciest thing that you can. It's like for the people who do the one chip challenge, never done. They don't do anything other spicy stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, and
the
then they
one hot,
die.
the hot chip
Literally.
will be too spicy for you. Will be too bad for you.
Yes.
It's unfortunate.
What you're saying is if you just jump right into the spiciest stuff.
This is a silly. This is a silly and danger.
Exactly.
This is a silly and danger. I
It's
love
it,
that
it's
guy.
it's
He's
it's like
hilarious.
now. It's like I know I cannot handle certain spices right now because I haven't eaten so much spices in the recent years now.
Yeah. Got to
So
rebuild it.
you have to rebuild it. So in the a little bit before the beginning of this year, I started, going back to more spices again and build up my tolerance again. And now it's coming back, because I'm building it up again. Because one of my dreams is, I want to have my own little garden and make my own spices. That is one of my
Hell
biggest
yeah.
dreams to do. And
Hell yeah.
create and maybe sell and try out, and, just for the fun of it. And I love
I
it.
have a similar desire. I do. I'm planning on at some point having my own greenhouse to be able to grow all of my own like cooking herbs and
Yep.
peppers and like heirloom tomatoes and paste tomatoes and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like every time I have the influenza, and I'm sick, like I'm now. Unfortunately, I don't have it now, what I want. But normally, when I'm sick like this or worse, I normally eat more spicy stuff too to, get better. I get better by eating more spicy stuff. It helps opening up the nose and the throat and everything. That's what I normally do.
Yep, same honestly. Brian McCann says Pepper X made my nose ooze snot for over an hour. Just would not
Ooh,
stop.
I need to
Wow.
try it.
He says it's worse than military grade mace. Wow.
And the guy who creates it, he eats it like a champ, because he's so used
Well,
to all the
yeah,
peppers.
he's like, I gotta taste test my product. So if I can't
Yeah,
eat it, then you guys are screwed.
it's like I saw him, talking about spices and like review them and stuff, and he just eats them like goddamn candy. I'm just like, that's where I want to be with spices. I want to be like
Yeah.
that.
Yes, it is a long and burning butthole road of tolerance
Oh yeah,
building.
I remember
Uh,
back in the day. It was 2 years ago now, I think. I was with an old friend of mine who's actually a Norwegian YouTuber, one of the biggest Norwegian YouTubers named Kattekrip, a good friend of mine. If you want to see gaming streams and videos, go to his channel. But he talks Norwegian, but great guy. So we went to this called a place in Norway called House of Nerds. It's like a pub for geeks. They have
yeah.
everything you can imagine of gaming, everything. VR to old stuff to whatever, everything. But when you become like friends with the owners and the people that runs it, they always have like this spicy sauce that you want to take. You have to take it, and all that.
Yeah.
And it burns your fingers if you get it on your fingers. um so I get a chip, and he pulls, the sauce on the chip, and the other guy comes like, no, 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 that's too much for him. And I'm like, fuck you. And I take, a new chip, and I take even more on it, and I just eat it. And then I drank alcohol for the whole night. I took it like a champ. It was spicy, of course, but, didn't bother me because I was so used to it at the time. But mixing a lot of beer, like I think I drank like 20
Mm.
beers that day or more. And
Uh-oh.
then, and after also having the spicy stuff in my stomach, the day after was not fun. That I'm gonna tell you.
It was like living hell it was spewing magma from your chocolate
Y-
starfish.
yes, it burned so
Oh
bad.
man. Oh man. Yes. What the food are we talking about? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah,
Snail Messiah says Clive Revel, who voiced the Emperor in The Empire Strikes Back, has passed away at age 94.
yeah. I saw
Well,
that.
rest in peace,
Sad.
sir.
Yeah,
And that was a long, full life. Thank you for the memorable characters that you played throughout your career.
yeah. And
Um,
94 is then you have lived your
that's a
life,
that is
man.
a long life, in my personal opinion. I can't even imagine what it's like to be 50. So, 94.
I have
Wow.
this goal that I want to be 100. I want to be 100 just to fucking do it.
No, thank you.
But I know I'm gonna die long before that.
Yeah,
But it would be fun. It would be
just
fun to see if I can.
it. No, screw that. I I've always made the joke that I'm going to self-delete at age 50 by jumping a rented Lambo off of a bridge that's packed with high explosives and
Oh
tacos
God.
because oh my gosh. So be on the lookout, Lambo dealers. When I turn 50, put
God.
me on your no rental list.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
man. Oh my. Yes. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's all of the stuff we have for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to go ahead and wind down. So, Jason, why don't you go ahead and sell yourself a little bit like you do on that street corner?
All right. I'm a big ass whore. Just ask my girlfriend. No, but yeah, in a couple of minutes, I also gonna stream on our channel 5 for the studio, where we're gonna talk about some pop culture news and what's going on. We're gonna talk about, Avengers Doomsday, the casting that was announced. I feel like they are really desperate to earn money again. um, and we're gonna, review the new trailer of Andor, and other stuff.
Oh boy.
And actually, I look forward to the Andor show. It's actually I rewatched the Andor season 1, and I quite enjoyed it. Even though I will say this, it does miss stuff that I wish they had. If you just add in some Star Wars faders, add in some more Star Wars music, and fix some of the weapons and clothing, it could be a good standalone side story. But it doesn't fix Star Wars. It will never be fixed. Just because you enjoy something that is not too horrible doesn't mean it's fixed. So I look at it as,
Indeed.
just a TV show, and as a film producer and stuff like that myself. But we're going to talk about some pop culture on Friday. I might be with Comic Relief Crusader talking about some stuff. And on Saturday, I am gonna have a skull cast with my co-host Tom, Techno Sapien Geek, where we talk about whatever you want to talk about. Maybe talk about some wrestling because he's a wrestling god. He knows everything about wrestling. Um, and yeah, if you are interested, I released my first album. I'm really proud of it. Long time in the works. So just released that. I know Corey have listened to it and liked it, so thank you for the
Yes,
support.
it was very emotionally charged and well worth the money.
Thank you, thank you. It is a story. That's the point. What I do with my music normally. But other than that, before I wrap up, as I always say, just remember life's too short, make the most of it. And we on this panel, we love you and appreciate you. And none of us could have been here today if it wasn't for all of you great people out there. Thank you for the love and thank you for the support. It means the world to us. So thank you again for inspiring everything that we do.
Indeed. Well said, sir. I don't have anything as grand as him to do my outro with. Next week is Supersize 2. The following week is going to be breakfast stuff. The following week is going to be foreign affairs. And yeah, What the Food will be continuing on a weekly basis now that I've ironed out my actual sleep schedule and everything else again. The time change messed me up because I was awake during the time change and then had to adjust my sleep schedule the following days, and that just broke my brain. And now I'm finally recovered because here in the United States, we still do daylight savings time for some stupid reason. But anyway, I don't know about game streams because I myself have been working on a musical album. Like I said, I'm not going to reveal any details to the general public quite yet, but I do have album art that I've been hand drawing. I've got tons of songs that I'm working on, and I think that you people will enjoy it when I get to it. But anyway, in the meantime, stay sexy, don't get murdered, and as always, have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.